this is Björn Lundberg. Welcome to Threefold Talk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Threefold Talk, your weekly dose of IEL fun and chaos. My name is Rob. I'm your token Wetlander with the wrong name, and here with my fabulous co-host Melindhra and Group Mistress Leigh-A. How are we doing today?
Good. Alive. Present.
Alive.
Matchy with all of you in your black shirts.
Yes.
Oh, Rob's got us on his boobs today.
Oh, yeah. I make sure every week that I have all of you on my boobs.
We appreciate that. We love that about boobs.
It's pretty great.
It feels like the right thing to do. I don't feel like, I'm doing Threefold Talk right unless that's the sitch. So
I love it. Leigh-A, welcome back. We missed you.
Yeah, it's been September was quite a month. A lot of life was lifing, but back. So
awesome.
You want to give us the highlights?
Well, I don't know if there's highlights per se, but
the low lights, the medium lights.
Yeah, I started off with stepping on a nail. Yeah, that was a great way to start September. And for those of you who are in our Malkier Talk, Threefold Talk Discord, I've been trying to slowly train for a marathon with the intention of not injuring myself and not making myself sick. So, but it was actually right after we named Purin. So the cats got in a nice little fur ball out on my back porch and knocked over a whole bunch of wood that I had reclaimed. And I managed to step on the one piece of wood that I managed to not pull a rusty nail out of. So I spent like two and a half weeks on crutches and have been slowly trying to get back to walking.
So you booby trapped your hold is what I'm hearing.
Unintentionally, yes. And
but you fell victim to your own booby traps.
Yeah.
Yay for booby trapping, but also boo for nails.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they're the tiniest stabbies.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1 on that trap triggering. So, but just, just trying to get back to the swing of things, and that gave me like such a morale hit that everything in life became that I'd been managing, like, because you know how like life just sometimes sucks. So, but you're like, you know what? But I've got these things I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to keep positive. And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
It
just made me feel like because I couldn't walk. I couldn't even I could barely get out of bed to go to the bathroom. So,
yikes!
Yeah, in my tiny little apartment.
I'm glad you're on the mend.
Yes. So I can walk now. I've been able to do some runs with mostly no pain. So I was telling Mel before this, I'm going tomorrow. I've got a bunch of errands I need to do. So throughout the course of the day, I'm going to attempt to walk 26.2 miles, and we'll see.
Wow.
Well, because that's the marathon distance, but not do it back to back, not do it quickly, but just put an ultimate stress test on my foot. So fingers crossed that I don't need to call a Lyft or something to take me home.
Well, round of applause to you for that one. So ramen rattle.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll ramen rattle myself.
Whoa, that's so much ramen.
That was a lot of ramen from the audience.
It was like ramen, like a big old pot.
But I missed you guys. How are y'all?
We missed you too.
Yeah.
It's been some really fun stuff since you've been gone.
Yeah. Well, I saw Rob over the weekend. We were on a stream together.
We were hanging out, talking about a book.
Yeah. What kind of book? What book are are you
It's
talking
a
about?
book with pages and words and
An author.
and an author. Like, it was really cool.
Wow. That's a lot of things for one book to have.
I know, right? It's crazy. So it's there's rightfully so a fan group out there for Dr. Michael Livingston called the Living Stands, and they've been doing a read along of the first book in his trilogy, the Seaborn series, I suppose. Is the first book in the series. So that was the read along for that was finished, and a bunch of them sat down with Michael and asked him questions about the book. So that was on Saturday.
Yeah.
And they asked me to help host, which I did. So, and the next one should be happening because Iceborne, the second book, the read along has started. The sit down for that we'll tell you about soon.
I really loved Seaborn. I enjoyed it a lot. It was like refreshing and like a quick read, but like super fun and action packed. And I love pirates and all that stuff. So it was really
Lady lesbian pirates.
Lady lesbian pirates.
I mean, yeah, I was sold. Lady lesbian pirates. I was like, I'm in. You had me at pirates.
I mean, it was like I only needed pirates. It doesn't take much to woo me.
Then it had like bonuses in there as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, lady pirates, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I enjoyed it very much. So I'm excited. I haven't started the next one. It's been a little bit of a crazy week, but
I too have not started Iceborne yet. So the read along that's happening.
We'll
talk about.
It's in the news.
It's in the news segment.
Should we just jump into the news segment?
Are we ready for news?
Are we already ready for news?
I guess so.
I guess we are.
I guess we forced ourselves to be ready.
Coming. She's just running late, so
yes,
she'll pop in and check in with her.
She'll probably clock in the second I hit the.
She's good at that.
For the Daily Veil. So who knows if she'll be here or not. We'll find out, because let's kick it off, folks. It's time for, I'm not going to do it justice, but I'll try it anyway. Time for the Daily Veil.
Brothers and sisters,
it is time to cover up your face.
For the Wheel of Time has news, and we shall dance the spheres with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
I forgot to tell you my weird update from last week. Did you guys catch that I got put in BlueSky jail?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I did see you mention this. Yes. So newsletter number 1, folks. Tell us about jail, Melindhra.
So it's October, which is spooky season, and I decided that I would become Melindhra on BlueSky. So I took my normal picture, my normal profile picture that I've had up forever, and I literally added, in a very nonsensical way, added bat wings behind it and fangs coming out of the veil. And I did this in my favorite editing app, Microsoft Paint. And posted this, like not thinking anything of it. And I immediately got flagged for violating the terms of BlueSky for posting explicitly sexual content.
I guess it didn't get checked when you first created the account. I don't know. Like,
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, the normal one is on a black background, so maybe it doesn't trigger things because it's black background and not because it's supposed to be nighttime Melindhra. But yeah. So yes, because I posted an explicitly sexual profile picture, then my entire account got like blurred out. Like my my banner got blurred out, and like my posts got blurred out.
So crazy.
And And I was like, oh, is this what censorship feels like?
I mean, I guess so.
But I appealed it through the BlueSky process, and it took about I think a little over a day for them to come back and just release me with no explanation for why they jailed me to begin with.
Do you know what we say to you, BlueSky, for that?
What do we say?
Yeah. Boo.
Oh,
Did you
boo.
hear that sound effect?
No,
Did that sound effect not play? Oh,
there was no sound effect.
oh,
Did you hear
okay.
a boo?
I heard.
No, I was like,
I just
I
I
was
was
like, I don't know what to
like,
say. There we go. Boo,
Okay.
Boo.
Oh, there, yeah, no, yeah.
I thought, okay, I was playing it in a different screen, and I thought that it would still translate through, so I apologize.
Yeah, so it was a very strange turn of events because I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen if I'm suddenly a vampire kink? I guess I would just have to like change my whole MO and just start posting more
More wing
naked
porn.
cartoon people.
Weird.
Anyway,
Wow.
but yeah, that was funny. That was pretty funny. I thought it was really I wasn't
That was
really worried.
actually why we weren't here last week. We were raiding BlueSky jail to try and free Melindhra. That's why we weren't here last week. We should have. That's absolutely. Life was lifing. I was not well. Everyone was busy. Like BlueSky. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, there was just a lot that just coalesced to make last week's show not a feasible option. But we absolutely should have blamed it on BlueSky jail.
Yeah.
I think that it must have happened like prior. We just didn't think about it. Or did it happen after?
I don't even remember.
I think it happened just before, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, my brain wasn't there. It was like I had like a chest infection last week, and that folks, it was. Yeah, it was so anyway, let's talk about news. What else do we have apart from Val and her stint with the law?
I fought the law and I still won.
Yay!
So, has been released. This will be the second year that Wat Idol is doing a holiday extravaganza. So, entries will be due on November 30th. So go to the watidol.com for the rules and how to enter and, all the deets. But yeah, so.
And I believe, let me just verify before I say this, the live stream will be happening on December 13th, folks. Saturday, December 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, which over on this side of the pond is 7 p.m. in the UK or
What a
8 p.m.
reasonable time.
Central European Standard Time. So, yeah.
That's
Cest.
so weird.
It'll be at 8 p.m. Cest. Yes, Central European Standard Time. I might be making that up in terms of the standard time bit, but it will be 8 p.m. So, yeah, great work. I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. It was great fun last year.
I love this little intro. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so clever.
The Easter Bunny is secretly a Trolloc, yes.
Yeah. The Nargy Bunny. So good.
So continuing on, just a little bit of an update about the Wheel of Time digital card game that's coming out. They have updated the...
Switch the...
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Yay, good job.
Yay! I'll get this right one of these days. They've updated the name to Heroes and Forsaken.
So much better. I like that better.
I actually already can't remember what it was previously called.
It was Battle for Randland.
That was it, right? Yes, yeah. Heroes and Forsaken. That does sound a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. That's a much better name for a Wheel of Time.
Also, ladies and gents, Wild Fast Rider just snuck into the chat.
Hey,
Rodent.
Yay, Strider. Welcome. Where's your cigar?
I missed you.
Missed you too.
Missed you too. again, they're still using AI, so issues, blah blah. But just the fact that they listened to people and changed the name before they officially released it, all of that bodes well. All of that bodes well that
It
they're
does.
listening to feedback and making good choices from that feedback. So
Yeah.
I keep just commenting to them. I look forward to playing the game when it's no longer AI.
Yeah, but I mean, like you say, that bodes well if enough people be like, hey, like, stop using the AI, which, from their Q&A or whatever it was that they did, it seems to be their information dump they gave us like a month ago ish. Is apparently their goal. They used AI initially to get like a base in essence. So I'm inclined to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that we will get non-AI as standard practice on it. So I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Listening to feedback's good stuff.
Yeah, we like people who learn, who are willing to take on learning about things.
It's true.
Taking the feedback and implementing it. So sometimes people are like, "Oh yeah, we'll take feedback," and they do nothing with it, and that is so frustrating. Especially with games like this. But ready for the next bit?
Yeah, why not?
So, friend of the pod, our lovely, mostly Bree, one of two of Kit Rocha, is going to be part of an online discussion talking about what happens when characters in your favorite fantasy stories, i.e. our fantasy stories, because we're all authors, gain or lose magic. So that'll be a fun discussion. It's being held on Eventbrite. I believe that it's free. It says down here. Yes. So you can join the Eventbrite link and listen to Bree along with some of the fellow fantasy authors talk about this fun little topic.
Yeah, that's in just over 3 weeks, folks. If you're curious, November 1st. It's a Saturday. But yeah, that looks like it'll be fun. Bree's always great fun to talk to. So I'm sure that it will be a very entertaining conversation. And that's a cute thumbnail for it as well, actually. I love the hands and the golden sparkles,
Yeah.
Who doesn't love sparkles? Come on.
I love sparkles.
I love seeing sparkles. I don't actually love glitter and things of that nature myself in real life, but I love them on things, like on a thumbnail, you like
digital glitter, but not real
digital glitter. I'm down for digital glitter. Yeah.
What about edible glitter?
No, I don't need my insides to sparkle. I sparkle enough.
I want to know if
I will take all your sparkles.
Oh, wait. Did you just admit to being a vampire?
Did I say on the outside?
You said you sparkle enough.
Yeah, I didn't specify. Yeah, that's getting weird. Moving on to the next news story.
Since I have a vampire kink now, I must.
So you missed it, because we talked about what the first news item was. Mel's brush with the law, where she was in BlueSky jail. And she told us all about the dark and scary underworld of the BlueSky jail world. It was quite a journey. It was an experience. So
I'm glad. Are you free from jail now?
I am free from jail.
Yes, she's paid her debt to society.
Yes, I posted bail in the form.
She did hard time
making fun of BlueSky. I guess was the bail.
You know what's hilarious about that? I'm sure you already talked about the fact that you added wings, but your chibi was already naked the whole time. Like, that's the best part. It's like no wings. See ya.
Yeah, go back to the purely naked chibi.
Yeah, they're wingists. That's what it is. You've got wings. Where's the clothes? No wings.
My
no
chibi
clothes.
doesn't even have nipples. Like, I feel like if we're getting into explicit sexual content, you have to have
you see like the
visible body parts,
the side of the leg. You don't even see like full buttocks. So it's just kind of the side view. So
Memo did a great. Not chibi.
Maybe the wings showed your muscular definition too much.
Maybe it just but like it doesn't even make sense. I did it in paint. The wings are not even on her back. They're just behind the chibi because her back is facing you.
It's false advertising because they're not real wings.
Oh, that must be it. False advertising.
So explicitly sexual content includes false advertising underneath the banner of that. Got it.
Yeah, that's clearly what it is. Okay. Yeah. No, we got wings are just that much more sexy.
True.
I love it. We did hints about this in our just general catch up at the beginning where we were chatting to each other. But yes, as we said earlier, the Living Sands are doing their read along of Iceborne, which has already happened. I feel like they're doing 2 chapters a day. Correct me if I'm wrong.
2 chapters a day. If you want to do the day by day, you can go at your own pace.
Yeah.
You can join the Discord server if you want to specifically get involved with the day-by-day one. There are threads and conversations that happen with that. I am bad at that type of thing. So I'm like, I got the book. I'll read it before we sit down and chat to Michael.
You know what's great about this book? It reads so fast. It is literally like every sentence is action-packed. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm just like, oh, are we going to get a break from the action? Nope. Not one chapter, not one paragraph.
Wow.
It's bang, 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 the entire book. There are no breaks. Just
so
spoiler alert. That's
it's
the only
banging
spoiler
book.
So you can read it in like no time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
And the Living Stands are giving away, and I think this is still open, they're giving away a copy of the Iceborne. So Correct. If you go follow them, the Living Stands in BlueSky, you follow these instructions here.
Yeah, so you have to enter to win a copy of Iceborne. You have to link a review of Seaborn, which is the first book, and you will get an entry for every review that is linked. So you can go and place your own review, as was requested and discussed during the live stream. But if you go and hunt down other reviews of Seaborn and link them in the reply to that post, you will get yourself an entry for every one of those that you post. And duplicates won't get, so you can't all post 50 people can't post the same one. You have to find fresh ones, which encourages you to post your own, because then you'll be able to link it immediately.
Right. But what if somebody's already found mine?
Well,
then go review it somewhere else. Well, part of the intentionality behind this posting the reviews is in discussions with Dr. Livingston during that live stream this past weekend. Was one of the questions that was asked was, we've heard that you want to write more in this world. Do you have plans? And he said, I would love to. But this book needs to sell, and one of the ways that books start selling is writing reviews and getting the word out. And so part of our homework was to go review Seaborn. So again, there's a logical thread behind this. We're not just find a Seaborn review. The intention really is go review it somewhere and then post your review for an entry.
It's a very pretty book. Also, told to me because I have only just realized, having looked at this large version of it on my screen right now, that there is a boat on the top of that.
There is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I did not pick up that.
Great. Yeah, so there's the boat.
Breaking through. I was like, how is that not anything? I mean,
yeah, and then you've got an airship down here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if my mouse is showing up.
Yes, your mouse is showing up. You're selling that great. So you're slaying it.
And then it's like the whole world gives me a steampunk vibe, so all these fun like gears and links and anyways,
it's very awesome. So all right, any more news after that?
One more piece of news, and it's not really news, it's just a reminder that it's October.
Yay, October!
I love it.
Today, specifically's post is Hills. Ooh.
Oh, no.
I feel like we should sing the Hills of Tanchico intro.
I mean, I don't know if I've actually got it recorded anywhere. Actually,
I feel like
I'll tell you a tale of a lad of 20. It's been amazing watching people's Whattober art come to life this month. Like, people are just going all out, and I've seen such beautiful stuff. And what we decided, we were talking before the show, is we're gonna do a instead of doing Whattober little drips and drabs throughout this month, we're gonna do a Whattober special, like the first week of November. We're gonna like celebrate all the Whattober art that we found. And
by the way, Mies, we'll be doing that next month. We planned that, by the way.
I'm also saying this to tell Amis.
I know.
Good.
It's been really great to watch it. So follow the hashtags on whatever social media you're on. There are special Whattober channels in some of the Discords, so you can see the art, and it's just celebrate what these amazing artists are doing, because they're
so creative.
They're killing it. They're killing it.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. So there's food recipes. Someone's doing writing. Obviously, there's artwork of various types. I have been pretty good at remembering to join Spud's Art Club, which happens on Tuesday nights and Saturday afternoons. I can't always join the Saturday. In fact, I very rarely never make the Saturday ones. But the Tuesday ones, I'm at work, so I take my laptop with me and chat while I'm making food.
So you make food art with them.
I mean, I'm not sure what I'm making at work. For the catering, it's considered food art, but I'm making food.
No, cooking's an art.
Cooking, yes.
Yeah.
In fact,
I think there's some cookbooks that are called like the art of cooking. I think that's a thing.
There might be some like that already.
There might be some like that already.
The Aiel of cooking.
The Aiel of cooking.
Slightly
This is
different.
true. But yeah, like it's fun to see everyone put everything together, and like there's recipes, there's writing, there's artwork of various mediums. There is, I'm sure someone said, what was it today? Someone said there was something else going on.
The Dragon Mount videos again, as usual.
Dragon Mount videos are great.
Always great.
He's always hilarious with those. Yeah.
Yeah. I've not managed to get into the narrations I'd hoped to do this year, so maybe I'll do catch up in the second half of the month. Will be like 2 releases a day. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I entertain while I cook. Oh, thank you, Spuds. Yeah, there was one week a few weeks back where they were like, "What are you making today, Rob?" And I'm like, "Kimchi onions," but I'm making like 8 liters of it, you know. So I was chopping.
Wow.
I was sitting there like chopping like 4 kilos of onions just immediately, let alone everything else.
Oh, man.
So yeah,
Crazy.
But off topic there. Sorry, Whattober. There'll be a special edition of Threefold Talk on November 6th, the Thursday.
Sounds awesome.
In November, where we'll have some fun reviewing all these different things. I'm excited.
Yeah, so keep an eye out on what's your favorite, because we'll definitely be posting on the socials to get crowd favorites as well as some of our favorites.
Yeah, and we will be hunting down the butt rocks, because one of the regular participants of, as Callie's pointed out here, one of the participants of Whattober likes to hide butt rocks in their entries to Whattober. So we might hunt down 31 or 32 with the bonus.
So many butts. I'm
So
so
many.
happy.
Yes.
It's true.
I really struggled in one of them
that.
thus far. One, I found them in every one of them, but there was one I had to look like multiple times throughout the day. Like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I know it's there. Where is it? I found them all. That's fine.
Yes. Amazing. All right. So yeah, go search Whattober.
There is one more. Wait.
Oh, and there is one more, folks.
How missed.
Look at all your pretty faces.
Hi. Good to see you, Leigh-A. It's been so long.
Oh, yeah, this one.
So,
yeah.
Last bit of news. Gathering Madness is next weekend. So the in-person tickets are no longer available, but you can still get virtual tickets. And I'll show you the itinerary because we now have that posted up. So all the things that I have an asterisk after it are the virtual events. So there's on Friday, there's the opening ceremonies plus a virtual panel, the Tainty Tumble, which is going to be an interesting debate. And then on Saturday, we're going to have a virtual panel at noon local time in Utah. So whatever time that is, all the other places, I have no fucking idea. We will be, it's possible that we'll be doing spontaneous streaming from the archery range, depending on the tech setup after.
Spontaneous streaming.
Spontaneous streaming. Yeah. So like what could go wrong?
So we can watch people impale each other. That's fun. I'm excited about that.
Like this will be my second time shooting a bow and arrow ever, so that in and of itself will be hilarious. Amis saw me the first time I shot.
We both did terrible.
It was I was constantly hitting the ground in front of the target. Like, so spears are apparently my go-to as a night yield, not bow and arrow. I need to train myself up a little bit. Then we'll have the Taste the Taint Challenge. It's an annual event that they hold. They have a new co-host, Reese. So this will be her first one. So
Amazing.
She's been training for it. I don't know how you train for that, but
I don't know. In answer to Noman Garden's question, can we bring the cuck bear to the archery? There's at least breakfast with the cuck bear, so you know.
So the cabin
again.
We've got a communal cabin that has a large carved bear in it, and that's the joke of the cuck bear. So anyway, on Saturday there's the virtual panel, a third virtual panel, and then another annual event that they have is the Watt Tails competition. Anybody can enter the Watt Tails competition. It is on this link for the Gathering Madness, so you don't have to get a virtual ticket. You don't have to be there in person to submit a drink for the crew to taste and judge. There are 2 prizes that you can win that you will get an actual, I believe they're shot glasses.
Yes, Meg Moz is torn between 2 cocktails. She's submitting from the ones that she's made for 3-wheeling, and she's very excited about them. So she's eager to win another shot glass. She won last year, so
yeah,
love it.
Yeah, and then Sunday is closing ceremonies, and then just hanging out. And then more possible spontaneous streaming.
Eruptions. I mean, streaming. I mean, something.
All of the above.
Yeah. And folks, please do go and get your virtual tickets. I have just done that myself, as you see here. Bosh! Ticket purchase.
Yay! Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so we made
$13.
Exactly. It's $13, people. Like, go do it. It's amazing.
It's appropriate.
Go do it.
But yeah, so two pieces of homework for y'all there: virtual tickets and cocktail contest.
It's cocktails. It's tough. I know the cocktails that Meg is putting in, so you got tough choices to fight up against. So,
so
she's only putting 1 in, but she's torn between 2. So no matter which one she puts in, it's going to be tough to beat. I reckon, just my personal opinion.
She entered 2 last year, I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just going to tell you a story about my cocktail experience literally on Tuesday.
That sounds like fun. Let's change the music. We'll have.
We need some sort of sexy cocktail music.
Sexy cocktail music. Okay.
Sexy cocktail. Here. I mean, I don't know. I built it up by telling you that I had a cocktail experience.
Here, I think I got it.
So the big picture is I was supposed to be somewhere else this week, and that got canceled. So last minute, I went to go to an event that my office was holding in the evening. And we were hosting this event and inviting a bunch of people into our office for like a mingly thing. And my boss rolls up to me like at 2:00, and she's like, "Hey, you like to drink?" And I was like, "What is happening right now?
Me?
It's 2:00. Are we drinking?" And she's like, "No, I bought all this stuff." And she had these giant boxes of liquor, and she's like, "Can you turn this into a cocktail?" here's a bucket. She literally handed me a Home Depot bucket. And she was
That's
like, can you
amazing.
mix a giant vat of pre-mixed cocktail with these cocktail ingredients I got from ChatGPT? And I was
Oh
like,
my god.
I was like,
Cat GPT.
I was like, what is happening? And I was like, could you not have like asked the drinker before you went and randomly went to the liquor store and bought random stuff that you don't know what it tastes like? So anyway, she spontaneously, I guess the night before, decided that we must have a cocktail for this event we
And
were
it must
holding.
be a Wapatu party because that's insane.
Say it again.
A Wapatu party. That's what we used to call it, a Wapatu, which was just like a big bucket full of tons of shit.
Well, it
And you
was
didn't-
very much like I felt like I was back in college again, mixing trash and punch. That's exactly
I was gonna say jungle
and
juice, bathtub jungle juice. Yeah,
I did wash the bucket.
I was gonna say
She
there was no
literally
paint
pulled
in
it
it.
off
right?
the shelf of all of our like 3D printed like plastic granules, and she's like, "This one looks cleanish. Here, use this bucket." And I was like, "Oh my god, what are we doing?"
The
So
alcohol
the first
was
thing I
so
did was
bad.
wash the bucket for a significantly long amount of time, and then, you know, as the cocktail connoisseur I am, I had to mix a small batch and get the ratio just
Of
right
course.
before I mixed them.
Obviously.
Oh, so I
I
just
was
started
literally-
pouring whole big
Yes,
things.
same.
in,
I
Yeah.
and then,
literally,
like, slowly
I
adjusting
had
as we
about
go.
like 5 cocktails in the span of like 15 minutes, being like, not quite right, not.
That's a
terrible
girl.
I
experience.
like totally boozed up at 2:00 on a Tuesday, and then I brought in my my other colleagues, some of whom are very
Your
young, and
beta
one
testers.
who just got out of college, and I was like, try this, and he's like, tastes like drinking on a frat party to me, and I was like, great, we did it.
Perfect.
Nailed
So,
it. Nailed it.
so that was my like weird job duty on Tuesday.
I love that your qualifier, your boss's qualifier for you being in charge of making said cocktail was, you like to drink.
Yeah, she literally was like, you drink.
Oh,
You can make cocktails. She did at one point try to soften the comment by calling me an accomplished hostess or something, and I was like, nah, you just call me
You
boozy.
can't
It's
take it
fine.
back now.
It's fine. We'll
You
just
said
go
what
with
you
that.
said. You use those words.
It's fine, and I did not deny it in the moment, and I said, I will handle this. That's how I responded, because she was
I
just like,
mean,
I'm
you're
not even
Melindhra.
sure if I got the right stuff from this ChatGPT recipe for a cocktail. She drinks beer. She's just not a liquor person.
I
Yeah.
want to listen to Mel's story, but also just watch this at the same time. Like, keep talking, Mel.
Cuddles. Yeah. So she then proceeded to hand me something to dispense the cocktail in. And I don't know if they have these in the UK, but they're kind of like prolific in the US. These like at home brewing, like beer brewing things called a Mr. Beer. And so it's like a tiny it's a tiny plastic keg with a little spigot on one side, but it's like really flimsy, and she's like, this is what the bartender is gonna just like serve the cocktail from, like, so it looks nice, so you're not serving it from a Home Depot bucket. And I was like, I don't know that this is a step up, but okay. So then I had to like dispense the giant bucket into the Mr. Beer.
Wow.
And then she's like, can you just explain this to the bartender?
Oh
Then
my
I had
God.
to.
Wait, so there was an actual bartender.
There was
as
an
well.
actual bartender, but just like a guy who was hired to serve, not necessarily.
But I feel like she could have gone to him and been like,
Yes,
you know.
one would think. But I did not know this until after I had mixed a giant Home Depot bucket full of cocktail.
I was like, why would your boss not go to sit?
So I carried this to the bartender, and I was like, I'm here. Here's the cocktail. We have named it.
Oh, what do you name it?
Well, she bought Midori for some reason, she
Okay.
decided it needed to be green for a reason I did not quite understand. And so I was like, okay, so we're just going to call it the grass is always greener punch.
Good idea.
And so that's what we did. Anyway, but I did have people come up to me and tell me that they were getting trashed because of my cocktail, and they kept going back to the bar for it. And I was like, all right, I have done it.
Yeah. Why are you trashed at work? Social assignment, don't worry.
It's important. Yeah. And I was like, try this, everybody. Try this drink.
Team bonding.
Yeah. One guy like walked in, and I was like, try this thing. And he's like, it's got alcohol in it. And I was like, yeah. And like my boss was standing there like fretting about me mixing in a bucket, like hovering over me. I'm like, why are you here? Go do something else. Ow. And he's like, is it all right if I imbibe this? And I was like, look at it's like, there's like 2 gallons of liquor right next to me. Of course it's fine. Obviously, this is what we're doing today.
We are not deliberately trying to poison you.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll try it. And I was like, okay, we are far past propriety at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just drink it. Yeah, the green algae supremacy cocktail. I like it. Yeah.
You know, if I had been able to be around much cooler people like you guys, of course it would have a Wheel of Time themed name. But
Love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, that's a really fun story. I like that.
It was
a
strange day.
The music was appropriate.
Time for affirmations and move on.
Yeah, let's affirmate the shit out of that.
Right.
Affirmate me.
Positive fucking vibes only.
And sparkly nails. Oh.
Yes, glitter nails.
Yes,
and so many rings. You are blinged out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're blinged out today. Look at you. Positive
So I'm
fucking
curious,
vibes.
is that positive fucking vibes or just like extra positive vibes?
It's both of those things.
Both.
all of
yes, it's both. It's all.
It's almost like a wish. Like I wish you positive fucking. You know.
Yes.
Like go out and positive.
It's whatever you need. So if you need positive fucking vibes or positive fucking vibes.
Yeah. And or if you feel greedy, have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have both.
Oh yeah.
You do you. It's affirmation central.
Yes.
Right.
I love that. All right.
We're gonna affirmate the fucking shit out of it, is what Rob said.
Yes. Affirmate the shit out of it. Yes. That felt so appropriate. I had no idea. Obviously, that was a random one we threw out.
I like that.
My intro really sort of was fitting for it. Like the pattern is working today. Elise, today's topic was kind of your idea.
It kind of was.
Yeah. You want to kind of give us?
I'll give a little thought.
Info dump us on it. Yeah. Like what are we doing today?
So like a lot of times real life things inspire us. And, this idea just came about this week. I don't know if any of you have been in the past 20 years, the phenomenon of the Be Here Now book, which is like a culture. I don't have the book. I can't share it. It's a purple book. It's all kind of crazy in there. And it talks about basically the focus is like be here now. Like everything is now. Not the past, not the future, now. And that really drives home a lot of, when things happen in your life or things happen to other people in their lives, it really makes you think like, what am I putting off for later that I can do now? Like, why am I waiting? Why am I not taking the risk? Why am I not saying the thing? What would I have done if I would have done that? Like, no regrets, do those things where you just do it. Because, you don't know when when you wake from the dream, you just don't know. Mm-hmm. So you just live life. But the theme of the book basically is live life for now. And so that kind of made me think about like all the different things in Wheel of Time and our characters who are not necessarily Taveran that made decisions that changed not only their arc through the story, but other people too. And how if they didn't make that decision at that moment, what would have happened? Like how how would the story be different? Would they have accomplished what they needed to accomplish? Or maybe it would have been better if they didn't make that choice. Sometimes that happens. But, how that one moment, that one quick decision you make can change your trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think about that a lot all the time in my own life. Like, I think about like times in my life where I made a decision to do this versus this and how that affected me. I personally feel like everything you do leads you to where you are, and you shouldn't regret things. You can wish maybe you did something different, but don't regret, because every single change, puts everyone in a different part of the pattern, right? Like, it's the whole, like, the tree fell down in the forest, would that have changed something this way? Or, the butterfly effect, basically. So anyway, that's where this came from, and how we can all make these changes, and our characters can make these changes that change history, whether it's our own personal history or in real time. So that's kind of where that comes from.
Love that.
So yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think about it?
Chad, if you've got some, pop them in and we'll discuss them, because we'd love your thoughts.
I have to say, before we get going, and this is not because I think it's a rare, hopefully I don't think it's a rare way to look at it, but this conversation, you just don't generally bring up with people. But where you said, like, maybe there are things you want to change in your life, like, I might have done that differently, something, but you don't regret anything you've done in your life. It's honestly how I look. I'd be like, there are things I might have done differently with hindsight, to put me in a better position for things, or to not go through an experience that sucked, or, combination of those things. But I don't regret anything I've ever done in my life, because, I wouldn't be where I am. And, I try to enjoy where I am and what I've, achieved in my life. And I don't think I've ever come across anyone else who said that as well. I'm not thinking
it's not easy.
It's not easy. Like, they're like, you can look at some things you don't in life and be like, I regret doing that. But, if you make the best decision with the information you have at hand, that you best make the best decision you can with that information, then you shouldn't regret the decision you made. You could hope you had more information and done a different decision, but you shouldn't regret a decision you made with the information at hand that was the best one you could have made.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mel's thinking that over. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking also about how it doesn't always even have to be the best decision, right? It's just the decision you make. Like, that doesn't have to necessarily be a quantifier around it. Like,
that's true.
I think about this is like, hindsight, it was kind of a stupid decision. I decided to go to a college because my boyfriend went to that college. Like, that's the choice. Like, I chose to go there, but then going to that college led to all sorts of different things, and I probably would have had a completely different experience if I had gone to a different school or whatever. But I fully acknowledge that is not the basis under which you should choose your, like, post high school, like, educational choices. But that's the choice I made. And I went, and it wasn't like it wasn't like I went to a bad school or anything. It's just, it was just like this weird criteria.
Probably not something you would counsel.
Like, ultimately, I was like, I want to go because I want to be where he is and see if this relationship actually works. And of course it didn't. Like, it didn't even last like the whole year, but yeah, like, I'm with you. I don't regret making that choice, but I don't necessarily think it was the best choice.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't really mean best in, like, quantify that best option you could have made. What I mean is, like, best for you in that moment with the information you had. So for you, you're like, I want to pursue this relationship. I want to, follow my boyfriend to college. That's what's best for me right now, as far as I'm concerned. And so you went and did it. There we go. My best friend's sister chose college based on colors. Like, it's when I say best, I mean best for you under whatever criteria you choose to use, type thing. Because we should have agency over our own lives and our choices.
But I do think this is a lot looking back in retrospective. So we're not trying to talk about decision making or any of that. Yes. We're reflecting back on moments in the books where people made a decision, and moments in our life where we as individuals made a decision for whatever fucking criteria it was.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a really great movie that I loved when I was in college, which was many years ago. And they made another movie similar to it just recently, and I was like, why would I watch that when I could just watch the other one? It's called Sliding Doors, and it's got,
oh my god, I love Sliding Doors.
Yeah, and it's got what's her name?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
And it's basically, that's the whole movie. It's like she misses her train in one, and then she doesn't in another, and you see like the difference.
Because she like goes somebody pulls a child away as she's running down the stairs, dashing home. And in the other instance, so it's like very much like multiverse type.
Yeah,
but
it's very multiverse, and it's just a cool way to think about life. Like if I sometimes
made that train.
Yeah, like I get kind of road ragey, and not like where I'm like gonna chase someone down, but like I just get really angry at stupid people, especially stupid drivers. And I sometimes talk to myself when I'm driving, like, if I would have made that light, maybe I would have gotten an accident like 2 blocks away, because like you don't know what's gonna happen in 2 blocks. Like, so I was just trying to talk myself down, like, you don't have to make that light.
I like that you try to talk yourself down from your.
I do. I have to, because people really piss me off when I'm driving. That's one of my hubris. I have a really hard time with bad drivers.
So to bring it back to the Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Yes. It's been a really interesting week, and also in the Wheel of Time world, it's been interesting and hard and beautiful at the same time. And I went to a funeral yesterday for a Wheel of Time friend who passed away. And on my way to the funeral, I was continuing on my A Memory of Light re-listen, because the funeral was like an hour and a half drive away from where I was. And I was thinking about this topic that Amis had put before us, and listening to A Memory of Light. So full spoilers, everybody.
It's on the scroll, people.
Full spoilers. The moment that really connected to this topic for me was when Berline sends Galad's Foxhead medallion back through a gateway, and with a note that's just like, get this to Matt, right? And then Lan just takes it and goes for it. Like he doesn't take it to Matt. He decides not to take the Foxhead medallion to Matt. Instead, he jumps on his horse, who has somehow survived all of
the whole time. The one damn horse that survives the whole fucking books.
That freaking horse. Anyway, he jumps on his horse.
Maybe that horse is the creator,
He charges through a giant group of Trollocs, and in that moment, he talks about going into the void and not thinking about, not questioning his decision, not trying to justify it, just living for it. Like, it just seemed like the right thing to do, and he was going to do it. So he jumps on a horse. He rages through Trollocs. Tam kills a bunch of Trollocs in front of him, and he ends up in that confrontation with the Demandred, and we all know what happens there. But that instinctive, okay, I have this thing in my hand, and I'm just gonna go, and I'm just gonna do the thing, and he had no idea what was gonna happen in that moment, but he decided to live for everyone. He decided to make a choice that he thought was the best choice he had the choices of in the moment, and just go for it, and not wait and think and consult and take it to the generals and that sort of stuff, and just head out there. And thankfully that worked out well for everyone. But yeah, that was one of those non-Ta'veren tonal shifty moments, where I just think about how much he put aside to just go for that.
Yeah, I mean, he had no plan for getting through that giant, rank of Trollocs. But Tan's there with all his all the Two Rivers bowmen, and they're
Long
just
bowmen, yeah.
clearing that path, which is not a typical firing pattern for bowmen either.
No,
And they just managed
they
to,
had to anticipate the trajectory of the horse.
Yeah,
that was beating off Trollocs.
the speed it was running at, all those things,
mean,
and everything just nailed. And he didn't even consider that. It's not like his head like, how am I going to get through these Trollocs? He's like, I just need to run. I just need to go. Yeah,
very cool. I mean, and that, I mean, there are many moments like that in the books, but I love the idea of it being not the Taveran that make that choice sometimes, and the people who are. And one of the topics I suggested, or one of the titles I suggested for this week was fuck the pattern. I'm going to Taveran the shit out of it, that.
Right.
Because that's kind of what they're doing is in that moment. They're having this little resistance to the path that they're supposed to be on. And then they decide to just do a 90-degree turn and make big changes and not dwell too deeply on it. And that's something I admire, because I definitely am a thinker. I want to I don't dwell too much, but I definitely want to logic through something before I make a decision. And yeah, I admire it when people just go for it.
Yeah, because that moment could have very easily been a burst of spontaneity. Where he's just gone, aha, medallion, I'm going to go run off like that, or whatever, without thinking. And it wasn't without thinking. It was we've seen the, whatever you want to call it, that was his multiple names of the books, but, when he's there with the flame in the void and he's just letting everything that happens happen and reacting to it without considering, just absorbing everything and reacting to everything in an instant, and very calm and just their way. There's no emotion. We see
not
that for
analyzing it while it's happening.
It's used for Rand used it for channeling. It's used for fighting, for throwing, shooting the bows and things like that. But he's just using it to move his life along. In essence, it's the unique use for it that we don't see anyone else do in the books, and I love that. So.
Well, I think an interesting part about that moment is he's also kind of in training for this his whole life. So he'd had his whole life for the longest time was, I'm just gonna go die in the Borderlands to avenge Malkier, which he then shifted after he met Nynaeve, but he still had this mentality. He even in the Great Hunt was teaching Rand about sheathing the sword, and sometimes you have to make a move that will probably kill you but will also kill your enemy. And it's a move, it's a self-sacrifice. So he's been training for that his whole life, but he does make that instantaneous again, we were saying it's not necessarily about well-informed, but that is what his instincts have been honed for that moment in his life. And he took all of those instincts and quite literally ran with it, which is and he executes it perfectly. And
he does.
And then, but also having and then everybody else, there's all the other spontaneous moments in that, Mel, you said, Tam calls for the Two Rivers archers to start shooting, and and there's just this whole rallying moment behind that. So, and then that creates further on rallying moments. So other people, it starts this chain of we are going to seize the moment now. So it's a larger, Lan is the specific instance, but it's this larger chain that happens based off of that one decision.
And
I got chills.
That's definitely what he's getting at, right? Where are those pivotal moments where a character who's not influencing the pattern directly makes an independent choice, a seemingly independent choice that changes the trajectory of the story.
I don't think there was, thinking back to that moment of books, it doesn't, because sometimes you see the power of Ta'veren happening in the story. Like people just do that
Right.
once in a million thing, spurt out that phrase, or that, you know, confess something or do something. You're like, whoa, where did that come from? It's a choice he would have made one in a million type thing. That it didn't feel like that. You know, reading it, he just like took this and was like, I'm gonna go do this now. And it didn't feel like anything that Lan wouldn't do, you know, more than not. Like it's not a one in a million choice for Lan. I feel like that's the choice he would have made every single time you slap that medallion in his hand. Like almost every single time, he probably have been like, yeah, I'm gonna go kill that big dude on the hill who's laying waste to us without, you know, without repercussion. I feel like it was a very, very Lan thing to do, and thus not a very Ta'veren forcing moment, which makes it better.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I have a slightly different, and we don't have to dwell on this particular point if somebody wants to bring up a different a different moment that they want to talk about. But to me, it didn't really strike me as a explicitly Lan thing to do, because Lan was always moving at the behest of someone else, not because he was a servant, but because he was always a partner with someone else. Like, he was always like doing what he thought was best for the partner he was working with, you know. I mean, whether it's Rand, whether it's Moiraine, whether it's Nynaeve, you know. And this was a completely independent thing that he did. No, I'm not saying Lan's not an independent person and has his own battle, but he kind of pushed aside his larger the self-focused, like his vision of what his future is. You know, he's supposed to go die in the Blight fighting to, you know, avenge Malkier. Like that's his like whole thing, right? And he just saw an opportunity that was not specifically that and went and ran with it.
And that's a spontaneous part of it. And definitely because he could have just taken the medallion to Matt.
And that would not have been out of character for Lan either. Like, he could have
asked permission, as well as or like demanded, like, I am going to use this, just letting you know. That's not.
That could be your next fan fiction. Someone out there, you know, what if Matt would have received that? You know, what would?
Sounds like a what if for the Flickiverse. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Flickiverse.
It's very different. It's very different than what Matt does. Like, because Matt, you know, flips the switch all the time, so he's like less interesting to talk about.
Matt literally throws the dice to make decisions.
And the more like very thoughtful, very conscious, like deliberate Lan.
Exactly. You know? Lan was always so calculating. You know,
very, very
step back. Very would only speak when necessary, and would be there. You knew he had a plan, even if he never said it.
Right.
And very rarely influence decisions. I think the only other time he really makes a actual air quotes decision was demanding that they go to Shadar Logoth in Eye of the World. Like, telling Moiraine, like, no, we can't do that. We need to go to Shadar Logoth. And she's like, no. And he's like, yes.
I hear that. Yeah.
All right. So who else?
Who else? Does anyone have one? I have one. If anyone would like.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give some love to a character that doesn't get love typically. I'm gonna talk about Gawain.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right? Are we feeling gross already? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. I'm saving judgment.
Okay, reserving judgment. Fair enough. I think Gawain letting Min and Swan and Leigh-A out of the tower was a massively pivotal thing for the story, and especially like, you know, a change of situation for him where he fought on the side of the tower. Like, he fought in the tower coup. He's like, I'm going to support, you know, the tower side of things. Like, he kills no, is it Galad who kills
Hamar. Yeah, no, Gawain kills him.
It is Gawain, yeah. Okay. So he kills Hamnar, like, you know,
angry about that.
yeah. teachers and stuff like that, like his friends, his teachers that he respects. And then like the next day or the day after, I can't remember exactly the time frame, but like within a couple days, he's like, the woman in essence that I fought against to take down, I'm now also going to allow escape. And if he hadn't done that, well, many things,
it would have been so different.
Ramifications are huge, like many things in the story, like that's how it works out. But
yeah,
for Owen, there is, I don't know, it felt like him changing everything completely 180 in a single moment. I don't know. I feel like it's a redeeming moment for him after a lot of non-redeeming moments. And Mel's like,
yeah. I mean, it was a good decision.
Maybe that was the surprising thing, that he made a good decision.
Yeah.
Because all his decisions prior to that were bad, and so your expectation of him is that he would make yet another bad decision, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Once.
Exactly. Once.
Well, even if I stick clock is right twice a day, so
I mean, you're right that like who knows what, like if you were in Gawain's shoes, you had just killed Hammer, you just went through this awful battle, and now you're seeing the former Amelin seat in front of you, and he just couldn't. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was guilt for Hammer that then turned into leniency for Swan. I don't know.
I think it was just all men.
Okay, I think
just all men.
Men, but also I think a lot of
men.
Like, what's Egwene gonna think, and I think men kind of leans into that a little bit. But
like people hate him so much, like in his decisions.
Nothing Garden has given Flickerverse a topic.
Yeah, what if Gawain actually thought about anything before doing it? You could be like, oh, he's feel guilty, or what's Egwene gonna think, and so on and so forth. But
regardless, he made
every decision he makes throughout the books, people are like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? That's a terrible. No, stop being this, stop being that. Or there's very few people out there that like him, and I'm like, do you know what? This is actually a good decision. And I it's not like he says, Min comes in and be like, I need your help to get some people out. Like,
they just run into him.
They catch. He's caught them in the act. So in the very heartbeat of the moment, without any real debate, he's gone and made the right choice. All right, which shows he should stop thinking about decisions.
Right, that's what I think. He didn't think, and he made a better choice.
He made a better choice.
But later in the books, he does the same stupid shit. Like, he's like doesn't think and he just does things. But anyway,
anyways, there's a lot of debate around Gawain, but
damping down the Gawain hate, but we're focusing on this one moment, and he does a good thing.
In the singular heat of that particular moment, he has looked at the situation and said, I'm going to let these people free, and helps and gets them out when I don't think they were going to get out. I think they were in the throes of starting to scramble for plan J, and then like, oh my God, like I haven't even planned plan D, let alone the fact that we now are up to plan J. Like, they were scrambling. It was getting bad.
They were riding the chaos of the moment, but that was only going to carry them so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, like that moment, you look down the timeline, and would Nynaeve have ever, been able to cure Stilling, if he didn't do that? Yeah, maybe she would have eventually said some other time, but they were pushing and pushing and pushing after that happened, and Saladar and all this stuff, like, who knows if that would have ever occurred? If Saladar would have occurred, if any of that would have occurred, if he
so many things
would have occurred.
Oh my God, are we giving Gowan credit for things? No.
No.
Wait,
I'm just
someone
saying,
talk about
it is a
something
decision
else.
that has
he
repercussions.
gets credit for that decision to let them out and help them escape.
Yeah.
I think he deserves credit for that. They were not going to get out. This is not a Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark situation where like he just helped them and it's like, you know what? They were on their way out anyway. So he can't like say, oh, let me hold the door and claim credit for your escape. He's like, you don't even know where the door is. And not only have I gotten you to the door, I've got you out the door and shut it behind you and no one knows. Like,
yeah, they possibly could have gotten out another way, but he made it so much easier. Like he reduced the timeline, so there was no chance. Like before anybody discovered that Liana and Suan had gone and like created an official lockdown, so like they didn't have to like talk their way through things. They didn't have to like oh, we're just servant women leaving and da 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 da. Like which I think was kind of their plan. Like we're just like our faces look different and people think we're dead already and we're just gonna like hope people let us leave.
Yeah.
That was their plan.
Yeah.
So, but having a new captain of the guard come through and say, these people are allowed to leave. I give you orders. Like I give them orders. Let them out now.
I feel like Mel's still uncomfortable about giving Gowan any sort of kudos.
Yeah.
Listen, I would like to repeat that I am reading A Memory of Light. I am deep in the fucking Gowan mode.
The worst.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just, I felt like that was a very...
I felt
it was very nice to be Rob.
Felt like Sylviana.
It was very Wetlander.
Through. It was like Sylviana.
It was like it was in the full arc of Gowan's situation, regardless how you feel about it. That moment was wildly pivotal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And spontaneous.
Yeah, spontaneous. It was in the heat of the moment. Didn't overthink it, regardless whether his thinking helps or negates the quality of a decision. And it seemed like it fit this topic very well.
Yeah.
If he could only behave like that for the rest of his decisions, it would have been he would have been a character that people loved a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I'm glad. Can you imagine if I'd I've got a good one, I'm going to save it to the end, and then made us finish discussion.
Thank you for you for doing it now. I appreciate it.
It actually leads a little bit into mine, sort of.
Perfect. Yours is
one of mine. Yeah. So mine is when the Saladar crew comes into when Egwene's still in the Threefold Land. And the Saladar crew comes in and says, "You shall report to us immediately." And Egwene just goes, yes. She could have said no. She could have stuck with her training with the wise ones, everything. And they kind of almost begged her to. She comes out about like, "Oh yeah, no, not really." And I said, I kind of have to do what they say. But then she takes these bits of knowledge that she's been trying to glean and goes into the dream. Like she physically walks into the dream, something that is forbidden, she's never done before. So there was like a quick succession of, I'm just going to do this, even though it was not my plan. It was not what my intention was. And rides a literal leap of faith and travels through the world dreams in person to Saladar. So.
Yeah. I feel like Egwene fits this topic really, really well. Because she does this kind of thing over and over and over again. And I mean, whether you believe she was like a secret to Varen or not, like she was really good at making split-second decisions that changed lots of people's lives and protected people's lives and changed her own lives, right? but like it was the very first split section decision she made. She said, "I'm going with you." You know, she told Moraine
for sure
she was going to
eye of the world.
You know,
mm-hmm.
And I feel like I think she might be the embodiment of this topic.
True.
I don't know what you think, Amis, but
yeah, I mean, I think
she's one of those people who's like,
yeah,
she's never just stuck in her head. She's always reading the room and listening to what's going on, paying attention to what's in front of her, and taking the step forward that makes the right sense in the moment right then. I mean, not that she doesn't plan. Obviously, she plans, but when she needs to pivot, she pivots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think she fits this pretty much to a T. It's mostly like she is living in the now. It's like, oh, I'm going to go with Moraine. I'm going to learn how to channel as best as I can. Oh, now I'm going to, go to the Threefold Land. Okay, I'll, even though they lie, which I don't like, but she has toe for that. But, she learns as much as she can with them. And then even though this wasn't her decision, like you said, she's like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go. I don't agree with this, but what choice do we have? That's the end of the world, and that is like the whole story is this topic, right? Like, if you're not making decisions in the now, you're fucked. Like, it's just, the world is literally going to end unless they solve for that. So you can't sit around and take months to make a decision. You just can't. And yeah, she just moves forward because you have to.
I mean, unless you happen to be the ring bearer in a very old story that's coming up 100 years old. I'm listening to But Are There Dragons when they're doing Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, yeah, so good.
When they realize that Frodo has the One Ring, they're like, oh, you should leave. And he takes 17... No, he takes like a year to do that or something crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to walk that far.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, that's before he leaves. Like,
no, he doesn't leave.
You mean
a year before he leaves?
Yes.
He spends like a year or something crazy just
in the books. He plans for like 19 months. Yeah,
yes. But you meant on the journey,
but in the movies they make it seem like a last minute decision.
Just like, okay, let's go now. Like, I'll pack a bag in 10 minutes.
I mean, he has the ring when Bilbo leaves for like way longer than that.
Oh yeah,
like that. It's a long time.
And I was like, I'm not move research. I'll be back in like
17 years to Gandalf is a very short amount of time. So
this is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also Eagles. Why not the Eagles? But then we wouldn't have 3 books. We would have.
Well, but, they make the right decisions. So but they're just very aloof. Sorry, totally derailed this conversation there.
That's okay.
It's like wrong book series, but yeah. But Egwene very much is that I guess Gandalf is the like, I'm just gonna do shit things in Lord of the Rings, whereas Egwene is that person.
Egwene does less Gandalfing than Gandalf does, though. She doesn't just like book out for 3 years and come back and be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
True, but she's also mortal. That's
also true.
She doesn't have time to just like. I'm sure, like she doesn't cat swain. I guess cat swain Gandalf's. So
cat swain does. Gandalf.
And I said cat swain and not cat.
Yes,
swain.
you did. I noticed that too.
We were just gonna
I was gonna let that slide, but you.
Yeah, same.
I feel like here we would call that a Freudian slip. Because it's a very threefold word there.
I always thought it was really strange the hatred for Egwene. Like, I'm sure. I mean, there are things that every character annoys me for some
absolutely
reason, every once in a while. But like,
for sure,
a lot of the comments was because of her living in the now that people hated about her. Like, they hated that about her, and I was like, I feel called out, because like in my life, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, well, I got to go this way. Well, just going to fucking make the best of it and do what you can. Right. And I always thought that the hatred for that was so weird. And I didn't understand that at all, honestly.
I mean,
they expect everyone to deviate,
but I always felt it was like very misogynistic.
Well, that's
it is. Yeah. I think it definitely is. very like a woman just making a decision in spite of a man. So, and doing thing like a man tells her to do something and she goes, yeah, but no. And
yeah, I feel like
I'm
the
not
hate
even
amps up because as the books get further along, she says no to men more often.
Sure.
And like I feel like as she says it more, the hate amps up more for it. And like yeah, so
Mhm.
I
I
feel
guess.
there's a definite link there in my book.
Yeah. I guess
Unfair.
I've heard just the topic itself outside of misogyny, like her being ambitious as a problem. You know,
yeah,
like
also that.
I don't see that as a problem.
No, I don't see the problem either. No, like is she my favorite character? No. Do I hate her? Absolutely not. Like
Yeah.
she's.
So
People
what
are-
other
people are
like
dumb.
not Egwene, non-Taveran
Yeah.
characters could have made decisions like that? One of them, I guess we talked about it a little bit. The other, one of them is that Elaine's decision to bond Brigitte, right?
Ooh, yes.
Very in the moment.
Very in the moment. Like she's like, it's the only thing I know to do, and she didn't even. There were a lot of potential consequences for that, especially for her, especially for Elaine. And she just did it to save a life, right? She just did it to keep her from dying. And it had ramifications all the way to the very, very, very end.
Positive and negative,
Yeah.
like Brigitte was not happy about that.
Yeah.
But Elaine being Elaine could not let her die. Like it's not who she is.
If she had let Brigitte die, she would have been cut out of the pattern, right? Isn't that what we?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been like Balefire because her soul was existing in Tel'aran'rhiod. That Brigitte's soul was existing within Tel'aran'rhiod. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. I mean, that obviously has huge ramifications for Elaine, and also just selfishly. It also gives the reader something very interesting because, it was very brilliant of Robert Jordan because, you can only so many times talk about the water bond between an Aes Sedai and a man, right? Like, you can't do that for 15 books. Like, you're going to get bored of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it brought a new, look into that relationship and that bond. That was so great for me as a reader, at least. Like, I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Too.
Like, two women? Wow. Like, yes, let's do it. But also, like, she's a hero of the Horn. She's, this magical being, basically. And she's, Elaine is a human. I mean, she's amazing. But it just was so great to put that into the story for me as a reader, not just also because the ramifications in the story. It's just interesting to see that dynamic play out.
Yeah.
Well, and it changes the whole paradigm of what's possible and viable in the future.
Yeah.
So,
no one thought about it before, did they? Like, who knows?
Yeah, well, in it, I think it gets Elaine down a path where she eventually creates her Queen's Guard that's all women, and knowing like, oh, well, yeah, I've got this one chick who's great at defending me. So like, the other chicks, like, it's like, and she's, she keeps telling me she's just a
she
normal
does
person.
know the Aiel, but
yeah.
Surprise.
Yes, but again, like it started, but
yes,
Aiel, the maidens at that point were just like set aside and like they're this very special group. But then Brigitte comes in and is like, nope, I'm a badass bitch, and I'm a normal person like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It certainly changes. I think, like, if we were to have books into like the 6th Age, like what would military and armies look like at that point? The integration of more knowledge about the Aiel, and then just her in this largest kingdom in the Westlands, like, how that would change things.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Amis, did you have a pairing you wanted to suggest? A pairing,
not as strong as probably what you all, just sort of an obvious one. And I guess you could say it was Taveran cause, but I don't like to think so. Just the whole fact of Tam finding, baby Rand, to me is always just Like it starts the whole thing, right? It's the beginning of everything. Now you could say even Baby Rand was so Taveran that, he was drawn to him. But I think he's just a good person, like he's in this war and you just kill people. You don't think about it, because if you think about it, then you can't keep fighting, right? You just have to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gets to this point where this woman is, to him, he doesn't know who she is. We know who she is, but he doesn't. Just finds this woman who is on the ground having a baby, and he just decides to keep it. Like, like he could have just given it to an orphanage. He could have done anything. I mean, I think he had read prophecy before. Like, I would think he's pretty well read, but like, did he think about that in the moment? I don't know. Just the fact that he was like, well, I'll just take it home because my wife really wants a baby and we can't have kids. And, like, sure, why not? Nobody will ask any questions. And, he could have thought, like he could have known, like he really did remember the prophecy. And he's like, I'm just going to go save this baby. Or he was just like, well, who else is going to take care of it? And that decision obviously sets the whole story, right? And
yeah.
That's like me taking in a cat that walks into my apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's totally 100% the same thing.
He does just stumble across a baby in, a dead woman's arms. That the baby is blue from cold, like it's literally written in the books like that. And he's like, one thing I always misunderstood. It took me a long time to stop thinking like that. Was that he took the baby all the way back to the Two Rivers before he was like, Kari, here's a baby, because I always think Kari's not from the Two Rivers. So like that she's an outlander.
But she was living in the Two Rivers. She wasn't following him around on the campaigns.
Really? I, for some reason, thought that he came back with Kari and the baby.
Yeah, that's what it says in the books.
Oh, that's right. Yes. No, you're right. You're right.
But in my head, initially, I was always just like, wow, you took this baby all the way back from Dragonmount to the Two Rivers to be like, look, I brought you a baby back from the war. And I always then have to be like, wait a minute, she also came back with him. And it took me a long time for that to be a natural connection and not a connection I had to remind myself of. Sorry, that was just a random.
I was thinking of a different book series. So sorry, I'm crossing book series.
That's all right. But like even that moment and his literal bond with his son, right? Like it's not a order bond; it's something completely different. Like that, when you go to the last battle or the second to the last book or the last book where he meets them in the forest and they have their moment. And I can't remember if that's the last book or the second to last book. And, like just reminds Rand of like who his daddy is. He's like, this is your family. You are loved. This is, you got to do this shit. I'm right here with you. And like that, he could have easily just dropped that off at the nunnery and been like, see you later. Like, here's the baby I found.
Oh, I'm sure there were so many war orphans at that point.
Right. Yeah.
So many across so many nations. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I love him. I don't mind that we didn't see a lot of him in the books. I would have, of course, loved more Tam all the time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But he's just such a great side character. And it's really hard to find a lot of positivity in such a dark story, and he just brings it every time. So,
absolutely.
I love that part of
Are
him.
there any moments, pivot moments that are not involving saving someone else's life? That might still fit this topic.
Okay.
Well, I mean, again, it's hard to know with 3 Taveran what's actually Taveran or not, but like I love that Min just builds like the relationship with Rand and the rest of them too a little bit, but mostly Rand in Berlon, and then they're just like,
and she just takes the book off. Yeah,
like, she just takes off.
She just leaves, and she's like,
you know what?
Oh my god, you read my mind. That was one I was thinking about.
Yeah, and I mean, again, Rand's super Taveran. Maybe that's it, but I'd like to think she has some of her own thought processes behind it.
I feel like she's slightly able to operate independently of the Taverness due to her visions, and and
because she wears pants.
Also, she wears pants. But she does make this decision that she's just going to. I also think it's within her nature. Like, I don't think she ever wanted, in the books specifically, like in the show, it's very different. But I don't think she ever wanted to stay in Fairlawn.
Right.
No.
I think she
like
wanted to leave, and then all of a sudden she's just like, well, there's this dude, and like apparently he's headed to Tarvalon, which he doesn't. And she's like, I guess, like whatever, like I'll go follow my boyfriend to college.
Maybe calling me
circle.
She sees visions, right, that are really strong. So, like at that point, she's like, well, I could just sit here and also see the same people all the time with the same visions that I always see, and I know the endings to all these people. They're not that interesting, and this guy is going to change the world. Why not at least go meet new people that I can see their futures and, maybe be around for the end of the world or the saving of it. Conscious choice.
Yeah. There's another one that sort of pops into my mind. I was trying to think of, so I was running through, tertiary characters and things like that, because they're less likely to be involved in a moment where they're like saving someone else. And I was like thinking of characters when they're doing quote non-important things. And the first one that came to mind, I'm sure I can find many, to be honest, but the one that really came to mind where I'm like, this made a huge difference, a very pivotal change to the story. And that's Andrel joining the Black Tower. Like this jack of all trades kind of situation, dealing with you're an Asherman purely because of your skill, or whatever level, I forget what level I actually became in the end, purely because of your skill with gateways, and then the pivotal change that gateways gave to the story. However you feel about Brandon's writing and Andrel as a character because of that. Like if he hadn't gone to the
soldier almost the whole time because of his lack of natural ability, in spite of the fact that he had a capital T talent.
Yeah,
he was.
But
he was a dedicated.
He was a
but
then
then
he got demoted.
Right. But he was a natural leader, and the people on the Logain side of the camp looked at him regardless of his rank as their de facto leader.
So if I understand Rob correctly, you're saying because he joined the Black Tower, that kind of
changed history.
Curiosity decision changed the course of the
the bonding between Aes Sedai and him and Vivara. That changed bonding dynamics just as much as the dynamic between Elaine and Brigida. Would have changed the situation. And then obviously his impact with gateways and how they affect the story also, in my opinion, factor into that. Like he made a gateway under a dream spike, eventually. It's but that was all. It's not like he made decisions to do those other things. He was already in that position and was like, this was a natural thing to do here. Like that made sense. But he joined the Black Tower out of a random piece of curiosity, be like, oh, I'm interested. I'll do that. And it changed his life dynamic completely, because he was just like a level worker sort of thing, or he's done this and he's done that and so on and so forth.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, jack of all trades. And I'm sure there are many tertiary characters that sort of fit that. Well, not many, but multiple. We could be like, you made a simple decision here to do this with your life instead of that with your life. That was a big change for you in terms of your world at that moment, but actually became a very pivotal thing for the main characters later on. There we go.
Vivara was like that too.
Vivara,
she was very much come up with a wacky idea and execute on it type of person too. I think in that sense she paired really well with Andrel, because she was the one in the last battle who came up with all their crazy ideas of wandering around in disguise and then pretending to be Rand at one point and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Knuckles has put in chat maybe Satella Nun. Is it Satella Nun?
Yeah.
Satella Nun. Mm-hmm.
Obviously very pivotal to the story.
Yeah, if she never burned herself out, would she have been at the inn where they needed her to be to save, to that wasn't really a choice that she burned herself.
No.
She
Yeah,
chose
but she did make
delve
the
into
choice
the
to like leave with
tank
them.
room.
She
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I'm gonna
chose to go with
Yep.
Matt
Go with
as
you
opposed,
guys.
like she could have
Yeah.
just been like, yeah, you.
She
I'll
didn't
Yeah.
need
set
to
all
go
this
with
up,
them.
and then
Absolutely. She
No,
didn't
she
save
didn't.
anyone by leaving. She didn't.
Yeah.
You know, it was
She had
just
like a whole family there that
Yeah.
she
and
just,
her
Is
like,
and a
family had
husband.
a plan to escape, and she could have gone with them, but she instead chose to go with Matt.
yeah.
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 So yeah, she fits into that quite well as well. Yeah.
I was also going to say Gareth Brennan. After Suwon and Men and Liana like accidentally burned down a farm and like, but then escaped their imprisonment because of Logain. He made the decision to take an entire like squadron,
To personally chase her down. Yeah.
personally
Yeah.
chase her down and take an.
That's a choice.
Yeah, that was a choice. Again, like,
Speaking of following your boyfriend to college.
I was gonna say mine are all following your boyfriend to college at this point.
My girlfriend went on a sabbatical, and I was like, don't
Not
leave
even
her
his girlfriend.
behind. Yeah, like this hot chick went on a sabbatical that this hot chick had just met. She's like, oh, I'm going traveling around Europe for a year, and you were just like, I'll be on the next plane with you, like behind you, and yeah, that's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he never left Europe.
You know, and again, he ends up fighting, with Egwene and Saladar. So it does definitely make a choice. I don't really love that one, but it's true.
Yes.
It's just every single moment we have, we make decisions that affect many things.
Yeah.
And
I love this discussion. This has been great. We did have a quick one from Roger that you threw in.
Roger.
So maybe this can be like you need to comment in the chat after this. Comment on the video after this, folks. But he wants to bring up Fael and what she did in Molten and bringing her people through the Blight to safety. So that one for you to percolate on, folks, and to comment about in the comment section afterwards. But a quick little, give me a one-liner thought on this, folks. Like, put you on the spot now.
She made it
sorry
fucking
about
work.
Fael. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also her like decision to put the horn into Oliver's hand, right? She just straight up just like handed it off to him and decided to like be a distraction and she just shoved the horn at the little boy. Like that's crazy town. Like that's a crazy but in the moment it was a decision that she just had to make. And that was the choice she had in front of her and she just went for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very true. So love it.
This is such a great topic. I was going to say the decision to flirt with the sexy guy eel.
Who's
after he took her clothes off and carried her through the snow.
Yeah.
But like
didn't he do that?
Yes, he did. Like, and he spanked her butt.
Spanked her a lot.
Awake.
Yeah.
Lots of spanking. Robert Jordan and his spanking. But like she made a decision to cultivate a relationship with him, and it was kind of spontaneous, and she's just kind of like, whatever, parent doesn't have to know about this. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just gonna do this because it's gonna help me help my people.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Like maybe keep us alive. And he actually and he did. So
yeah.
And then was killed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So aside from the cat is stalking me right now, giving me such big eyes. Aside from that slightly lower end to that comment there, this has been a great topic. No, it's fine. This has been a great topic. I've really, really enjoyed this. So
yeah, I hope we all can just learn to look around, and so many things can get us down, and just realize, just look at the things around us and find happy moments and make the change. Be the Taveran you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Make the change.
Also, don't second guess some of the decisions you're making in the moment.
Just do what's best that right now. Yeah.
Because sometimes it takes a year, 5 years, 10 years to see what that one decision was.
Yep. You never know. Just do it. As Nike says. Just do
it. Yeah.
Just do it.
Just making it.
Yeah. But yeah, so thank you for this. Amis, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
O'Neill doesn't come and join me in the office much anymore. And I'm
Aw.
so glad the camera angle is not quite exactly right, because you would actually see his butt if he was slightly higher. Like,
Can I just say that the new kitty, like that I have,
oh yeah, how is your
his
new
butt
kitty?
up a lot, and his tail is like stick straight all the time.
That's hilarious.
All the time. So I've never had a boy cat before either. I mean, I've had roommates with boy cats, but I have not had boy cats. And so, like, I'm constantly looking at things because he literally, like, the tail is like this at all times until he, like, curls up. He's, like, always on point, literally. But, like, then you see the backside. And it can be a little jarring sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing.
It is.
See his face.
Aww.
Kitty.
He's hanging out. He doesn't normally do this, so
Love
yeah,
it.
I'm so glad just your guy is settling enemies. Like,
Yeah, he is. Maybe someday he'll let me carry him, but
he doesn't
like
like, as you
jumps and
saw,
loud
he doesn't
noises.
like to be held. But my desk was very crowded for a second, so I had to clear some things. But yeah, like some cats just don't want to be held; they just want to snuggle up next to you instead. You know, it's a thing. Sulin, my calico, she loves to be held. She's a snuggler in that respect, but he's not. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, folks. I've really enjoyed this. This has been a wonderful
Yeah, this
discussion.
was a good talk.
And I think we even found some fun topics for Flickerverse to add into their mix.
Yeah, Flickerverse, do it.
Yeah. All of these are like alt stories.
Absolutely. So, but that's it for this week, folks. So we'll be back next week with more AO fun. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on socials if you want to see some vampire kinks on BlueSky. Melindhra is your person of choice. So let's see, the wings are ready. Don't forget to get your tickets to the Gathering Madness, so you can join in and have fun. The joy of live streams is they're recorded, and you can watch them back later if you can't make them live, which I probably won't for a couple of them, but I will enjoy doing that. Yeah. Oh, Skeeter, he didn't see the October calendar change. This month's calendar option is the fabulous Amis. It's very hot. It's
Very hot.
Oh yeah.
I can't show myself, so you'd have to show it.
Well, my calendar's downstairs. Yeah. So
tune in next week.
Tune in next
For
week.
our belated.
Or join the Discord server. There's a link in the description, and I'll go post it in the Foldies channel, so we can enjoy it. It's not like it's
very
not
hot.
Out there.
It's so
It's
hot.
out there forever. It
was revealed at last year's What a Holiday, so it's not like it isn't on the internet
that's
already.
true. Gosh, that was so long ago.
But we still need to do the flip.
Yeah. Still need to do the flip. This year's What a Holiday is in progress and planning, and the calendar isn't much for that. Daniel Henney is our model this year.
I need to go buy one. Thank you
Yeah.
for the reminder.
It's yeah. Oh well, yeah. There we go, folks. You can get those. You can get your tickets, MalkieriCon, all those good things. But that's it. So, as we like to say around here, folks, until next time, may you always find love, water, and shade. And we will see you in a week. So, bye.
Bye.
May you always find love, water, and shade.
There it is, everybody. I ran downstairs and got it real quick. There's the calendar flip. I shouldn't have run down the stairs. That was really dangerous. Goodbye, everybody.